let it roll.
She has a pretty quick clear speed as well. If you're doing the camps correctly, you try and kite back, you get your sweet spot on all of your Qs. You can kite very effectively with her because of the extra speed you get off your passive from your Q. And her clear speed is very quick. I think that's why it's being picked into Nidalee here. It's very difficult for Nidalee, obviously, to land a spear onto Lilia with all the extra move speed that she can get from landing spells onto things. So I'm very curious to see how it actually plays out for Dardoch. Personally, I have seen a lot of success invading Lilia's and trying to find her on a camp, because that gives you the initiative. It gives you the first step setup, and then it's more difficult for the Lilia to make use of her kiting and get away from you.
Have you been able to try your hand or wanted to?
To play the champion, yeah. I've tested a couple games. It's not my cup of tea. I'm more on the board of killing Lilia, but she obviously has really good synergies, just like Zoe does, with champions that have damage over time, because the damage over time does not break your sleep, so you can kind of roast them alive with things like Rumble Ultimates when they're asleep.
Right.
It's exact same thing as Zoe's sleep.
The lilting lullaby coming in from Lilia. She does a lot of things I think people aren't expecting yet, or a cooldown to be up just yet, so can throw you for a loop in a fight. We saw that happening in previous play. I'm excited to see what happens as Dig brings this out to kind of mess with C9.
Yeah, you definitely have to build her more for items with utility as well. Flat penetration. You want a Leandries because her burn passive, each tick of it will proc, and then you also want more safety later on. You get to choose if you need Zhonya's or a Banshees or something, whether it's armor or magic resist. But excited to see the route that Dig try and take. Very difficult game ahead of them versus Cloud9, who are angry.
Yeah, not happy as they come off a bit of a losing streak here. A slide at the end of the season, if you will. Pulling together a composition that can last in a fight. Also put up a good initiation and be semi-tanky with that Nautilus. So we'll see what happens once they get to level 6. Infernal's going to start, so we'll see if priority gets put onto that, as we do see a little bit of interaction between Dardoch and Blaber here to start. Licorice finds some damage. And that's just going to be a quick Q from Aphromoo, and they get themselves out safe. But big roams here to really try and mess with stuff. As Johnsun's top, he'll obviously go bot, but they were looking to get in the hair of Cloud9 early.
Broken karma early. You can start out with a ultimate ability. No fair. He gets the mantra Q, just chunks on Licorice. Yeah, no follow-up there, though. Just sent a message, sent him right back to base. And it does open up a tiny window where they could try and invade and throw down some wards. They actually did not drop wards, though, so you see Blaber sweeping, looking for, okay, where's the vision that they dropped off after they were able to chase out Licorice. Bit of a bait there, as they didn't use any of them, and it's just going to be sweeper use for a little excursion and information gathering. Topside start for both junglers.
Let's see how Fenix does here. If he can get himself in and out with autos, and Clockwork Windup should be able to work his health bar away quite nicely. Nisqy rather, back and forth through the wave as they clear this out, making sure minions are hitting. So I'm excited to see how the pressure goes. Dardoch will, as you said, start top. So they may meet down bot. They may try to go for an early gank here after we see Nidalee get a red, as Blaber loves to be aggressive. We talked about that a bit in Champion Select, and I think it's such a cool attribute if Blaber is your teammate, to know that this guy's always playing aggressive. You never know, he's never sitting back. You know he's going ahead, and you can push your lane and go into the jungle to be with him. It's something you can always rely on.
And one of the things that C9 did in their peak, in their greatest successes this year, in spring and even the beginning of summer, was they drafted a lot of help that they could throw to Blaber from the lanes, pushing lanes or global ultimates that they could use from their lanes to support an aggressive jungle playstyle that goes for invades. Nidalee pretty much needs to have an aggressive playstyle. This champion necessitates you invading, stealing away camps to keep the enemy jungler down, throwing spears as you're passing by other lanes to throw out pressure for your lanes. Because if you do not get that out of Nidalee's kit, then the Lilia is going to have more utility for the team, has a super long possibility of sleep and picks, and lots of AoE burn damage that you can bring later. So we're looking mainly at the Gangplank ultimate from Licorice as a possibility for him. to be able to add to Blaber's aggressive style. And then Nisqy here, of course, with the range advantage over Sett, does have to worry about all-ins, but that is about it. Here's a check-in on that matchup I was talking about in Champ Select and why you're picking Gangplank into Renekton. There's the obvious, yeah, you can orange out of the stun, and you can try and deny Renekton's most feared combination, but also the aggressive early style here. Licorice forces him off the minion wave. You want to deny the Renekton, start stacking up his rage bar, which is where a lot of the combo comes from.
Quick swirl seed drive-by.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about drive-by Nidalee Spear ganks, but there you go. Get a quick swirl seed.
Looks like he actually gets the top, so full clear for Dardoch here as he goes all the way through, heads towards mid for a quick gank to make sure he can get top. Figured that Blaber would start top as he saw him there earlier. Times it well so far. Also seeing him, I believe, bottom on that quick ward when he was going for blue. So a little bit of info is allowing Dardoch to circumvent where Blaber is. And this may actually be a collide right here. The lane's pushed for Fenix. Dardoch's still not going to want the fight.
Exactly. Lilia gets the counter jungle off successfully against Blaber, actually, because of the mid lane getting pushed in here for Fenix. And the thing about Lilia, you gain so much move speed while you're doing a camp by throwing out your spells that even if you're counter jungling and Blaber shows up, you have really easy time evading the spear from Nidalee, so it's not a super high-risk invade there. Hook land.
Ooh, when you try to dodge towards the enemy, you got to do what you got to do. Aphromoo is going to be able to stand there and get a good resolve. Lockdown on Zven, nicely done, and nice play by Johnsun to get himself to safety quick as well. That's the third attempt or fourth attempt C9's had on the bot lane there, once with Blaber almost on the backside. So they want a kill onto Johnsun and Aphro before they get out of these lanes.
Nice little stun there from Fenix. Gets over in between the minions and gets a combo here on Nisqy, but phase rush Orianna, not too scared as they had a reset on the jungler. Early boots upgrade here. Berserker Greaves first buy for Johnsun, running quickly back to the lane, but the extra move speed obviously going to help you out in lane and trying to dodge the hooks or the snares from Senna, since it's a double snare lane, double skill shots coming out. But on top of that, Nidalee in the game and those spear ganks that we talked about going to go a long way there, as Ashe doesn't have any other means of dodging things rather than quick feet.
Yeah. Trying to move, trying to dodge. Licorice safe here with Blaber, looking for a counter gank if necessary. And he's just in and out of the jungle, really making sure that it's all safe on the top side. Quick shots. Ooh, Cole used to get up above rage, so he won't be able to really heal off that as much.
Yeah, and not going to be able to catch Licorice. He does a good job using his passive. Extra move speed there, just keeps out of range of Viper. He got the damage down, he got his grass proc off. It's just Licorice kind of beating up on him. And he does have a ward here. See if they get out of it once again.
Quick orange. Slice Dice puts him perfectly in range. Cannon Barrage comes down. It's going to slow Dardoch in, and we're going to get an alcove dance. No, Licorice tries to stay within his barrels, gives the thumbs up, and he gets slept right here as they go in for this one. A nice kill from Dardoch. First blood for the Lilia.
The Lilia mechanics riff.
Oh, my
hits
word.
Him with the sleep, then the sweet spot on the Q. And then our favorite name of an ability. It's the Watch Out Eep.
Watch out, Eep. And he slots. Just slaps him down. Slots a kill in there. And he'll see what he can keep doing, coming in with the ult real fast. And there was only so much CC Licorice could deal with, honestly.
Yeah. So Blaber, you see, just finished Krugs. He actually doesn't start heading over towards Licorice. I thought when Licorice was heading into the alcove here with his ultimate down, he was buying time for Blaber to come. But Blaber's just doing the camps. And Dardoch, he gets the full combo. You saw him set himself up with the sleep.
Watch out!
That bonk air, the Watch Out Eep is the sweet spot damage that we're talking about, allowing him to get the full kill. Cloud9 answer with the dragon, though.
Love that you say it each time.
It's actually so ridiculous because if you think about the ability name, she's the one that would say, like, watch out when she's doing the ability. But is she also scared of it herself? Is she surprised by it? Your opponent is supposed to say,
she always
right?
feels bad about the damage she does, right?
Okay.
So she's kind of like, eep.
Little surprised by her own strength, maybe.
Yep. I think everybody is so far. Dardoch just going off, man. against Blaber's Nidalee. No, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're still pretty early in this one. Even game, except for that kill we saw. And actually, mid lane's panning out pretty well for Nisqy here, as Fenix has been pushing up a bit, but I think just the harass in lane coming down a little harder here from Nisqy's side on Cloud9. The back and forth in bot hasn't shown us too much, or jungler intervention. It's been pretty quiet.
Yep, just the early combat summoners blown by both sides. Those are low cooldowns, though. You see the Ignite, the Cleanse, the Heal, Exhaust all coming back up down here. And Johnsun making use of those boots, plus the speed from Karma to dodge out on constant engage attempts from Zven and Vulcan. Meanwhile, the top side been righted after that gank from Dardoch allowed Viper to get a better reset, push out the wave. So Licorice still has his CS lead, but it allowed Viper some breathing room. And Renekton rushing to the Tiamat, wants to get that wave control, wants to quickly be able to deal with it and try and lend some help to the rest of the team. Here we go again, bot.
Depth charge, flash out. Can they still reach him? The heal comes in from Johnsun for Aphromoo, and they're going to be safe onto this one. So quickly played and quickly saved there by the side of Dignitas. C9 pull the trigger again on the bot side. Now mid. Looking hungry here for Nisqy. Pulls the ball back for a protect, and he will be able to get himself to safety, as Blaber's just on the top side, too. So if they did fight that, it would have been pretty good.
Yep, Nisqy procs his phase rush there as well. So as soon as Dardoch sees that, he's like, well, just kidding, not ganking this. Bottom side, though, I do want to give a badge of honor here to Aphromoo. Well, let's see if we have a face check here first. Not going to be the case. Orianna, once again, getting out with speed. But will they sight the Herald?
Hit him. Mark. Do they go in, though? No real unsealed spellbooks here, so it's got to be Dardoch coming in for the smite grab. Down to 700, 800 now as the fight continues on to Nisqy. Slept for a moment as he's now awake, and he's got 3 chasing him, but the fight has been split now, and Dignitas can't find that final target. And it looks like Rift will be grabbed by Blaber in the chaos.
Yeah, they just take it away. Cloud9 with some sleight of hand, misdirection, making him look off to the side. It does cost Nisqy his flash, but Fenix flashed to try and set it up. So now he's flashless in the mid lane, and Vulcan wants to punish.
There's a flash there. Anchor toss could close him against the wall. Still wanted it, and just a little late as he stepped back for the fadeaway hit. Ignite was there. Possibilities here for C9 to get a kill as they set up a little bit. 2 minutes to Drake, so they're not going to go for that just yet. But they did grab Infernal as we saw a bit of that top fight. So objective control for Cloud9 so far as they look to take this win here. Remember, Cloud9 and TSM playing today. The team sitting in second place, and that's very big for the playoffs, being able to have that 1 or 2 spot.
Exactly.
See what they have here on bot.
Huge implications for today's games on Friday Night League. Bottom side, I like the immediate zone off. Now, if you get the first 2 turret plates, then activate the Rift Herald as you're chunking down through the 3rd one, you can completely destroy a tower with this early Herald. There's the timing, though. They teleport in to answer for Dig.
Arrow goes out. Ooh, Blaber's in a bad spot as Vulcan wants to stay to keep him alive, and he does a nice job as they flash back to 4 strong right by Tri-Brush, but it's going to be Fenix bringing him in with a showstopper, and the kill goes over to Aphromoo. Still following in, here comes Dardoch as he's, watch out, Eep, getting in there with the blows, and he tries to take down Vulcan. A few more shots here. Phase Rush, keep him in range, possibly, and he gets out the Swirl Seed to get the slow and the kill. Dardoch finds another one on Lilia.
Now he's going to take on the Grump. Blaber and Zven want to defend it, though. He
It's never ending.
out of patience.
He's a vicious doe. Look at him go. Underneath the turret, may he stop? Even damage comes in. Another attack. It's going to be burning down the passive, but the heal comes through from Zven. Oh, my gosh. Aphromoo doesn't want this to end either, and Dignitas is just looking for kills everywhere.
Yeah, even though they don't get that kill, still pressure here. Double wave stacked up by Johnsun. They melt right through the first turret plate. Dardoch is recalling, so they won't repeat dive as Cloud9 have reset, but Dignitas gets some kills on the way out as Cloud9 were trying to take down the entire bottom side turret. It is left with only 1 turret plate left standing, but that one will give the most armor, with all the other ones giving their bonuses.
Dude, I just have to say, so much credit to the design on Lilia. Going in there, like, there's chaos to her. She's doing so much, but it looks so whimsical, and it fits so well. Oh, my God, I'd be pulling my hair out. It's kind of like when you get annoyed that Ivern does things times 10.
definitely true. Let's see if he can get a steal off here. No splash for Dardoch, so he's just throwing out a little bit of burn. That would have to be a miss smite if they take it away. Cloud9 will continue to stack up the dragons, and while Dig have a very small gold lead for themselves, Cloud9 definitely looking to get that soul for themselves. Bottom side, here's another look. Yeah, okay, so really good use of their own playstyle, trying to use it against them here for Dig because they know they're trying to get the full turret. That would require one more turret plate. Fenix had a well-timed teleport into the showstopper, so they get the kill on the mid laner. And then Dardoch flashes because he knows he can get his move speed stacked up off that Q, just gets the Q as well as the W, another Q, and has another swirl seed to end the fight. Bowls it right down the smallest alley. I don't think there's any way Nautilus, I don't think it's possible for that big model to dodge that skill shot within the little corridor there. So Dardoch able to get a strike for himself, and this is a 2-0-1 Lilia, only character with a bounty in the game.
All right, let's see what that carry potential becomes, though, right? You get a lot of kills onto one person. Sometimes it can be to a detriment, usually. And now it's so far a bit of the carry. You have to see some turrets go down so these wards can be moved forward for Dig. Right now, Cloud9 holds all the cards and objectives. Mountain's going to start changing the map here, as that will be the soul to grab. And Blaber starts to help Licorice top for maybe a counter gank, because it's way too quiet up here for now.
Yeah, they're just going to try and get some extra push here for Licorice to be able to reset. Looks like he's got a little bit more of the Trinity Force to purchase. Wonder how far along he is. Okay, not quite there yet.
Yep.
Still has a couple more to go. Early Executioner is what's purchased by him. Maybe Dardoch also goes orb into full Morellonomicon. There is a lot of healing on the other side. Gangplank, Nidalee, and Senna. So both sides might end up with the grievous wounds for themselves as they transition into the team fights. What we're really building up to, of course, is going to be the Mountain Soul fight. Even the third dragon fight here, with the Mountain Dragon coming up in a little bit over 2.5 minutes, is going to be a big turning point for Dig, because they actually have the gold to try and fight this. The question will be, will they get the setup? You know, all these solo laners hitting level 11 for rank 2 in their ultimates, and Cloud9 looking like they want to get bottom side down before that fight, so they have more area to work with.
They actually have eyes on Nisqy right now. They can't do anything about this bot turret, but Fenix will have the upper hand on mid lane, as he might be able to get some damage in. Dardoch stays back, though, to make sure there's no gank. So they're kind of helping each other out in mid, letting C9 do whatever they want bot. And I think you're right about these fights. Is once they come down to the soul fight, I think Cloud9 may have that upper hand, right? You dodge an arrow if Fenix can't get a good teleport in. Those are the initiations, and it may be a swirl seed. Don't underestimate the swirl seed, all right? We've already seen it. But yeah, I think C9 has a little bit more to retaliate with and even try to initiate with once it comes time. So Dig doing well. I think they're going to have their work cut out for them here, but this is a great start for them. And C9 with that slide, maybe it's still affecting a bit of their early game here. Is Licorice going to get caught? Maybe another tag on for Dig is Swirl Seed just wide.
Gonna eat an orange and everything is fine. Gets to eat up the entire wave here. Minute and a half left on that dragon fight we're trying to build up to, but Rift Herald will be the site of the next one first. Honestly, for Cloud9, I say give that up and just continue pushing. Zven on the bottom side with the Senna doesn't push super quickly, but you can get another wave into the bottom tower, and Blaber is currently counter-jungling red quadrant of Dignitas jungle as well. So I'd say, yeah, just give that up, keep on pushing, and then transition your vision control over to this dragon setup, because that is your win condition. That should be your focus. Don't get distracted by Dig making a power move on the top side. With that Rift Herald, though, doesn't look like Dig want to stop pushing anytime soon.
Full power top. They had a few good wards bot side that might be a good teleporter. They're fading out, though, as they start to use them towards top. C9 is going to try to put 3 strong here, as Johnsun may have the shots to take this one down, but not enough protection. Just a bit afraid until that next wave, and the cannon wave comes in. They're going to finalize a second-tier turret. Dig is moving across the map so quick here, and it's going to be 19 seconds on Drake. C9 has been able to set up for this, so let's see how Dig reacts after taking the map.
And they do have the Ashe arrow ready for Dig as well, with Johnsun moving down through the jungle. And a possible flank position you see on the map right now for Viper.
It's what they need.
They're going to call for a teleport back in from Nisqy, possibly Licorice as well, as the dragon is up.
Cannon Barrage is there, so the teleport along with Gangplank's ultimate will be coming in. They see Viper. Dominus is on, and he's going right into the fight. They get Vulcan immediately. Damage is onto the big guy, but it's not going to be enough. C9 may have a chance to turn here, and there's the damage onto Aphromoo. Fenix goes in once again with Showstopper, and C9 comes out swinging even harder. Cloud9 gains control of the Drake area, but this fight may not be over, as there may be a few abilities thrown in. Now, Dig's going to walk off. They're going to try to get lane control as Cloud9 holds strong.
Yep, C9 kite them back into the small area leading up into the jungle. And Dragon number 3 goes over Riv. Dig only have one more attempt to deny the soul. This is going to be huge for Cloud9 in trying to keep the pace of this game. They also feel pretty good about the pace that Licorice is actually scaling at right now. So they've got a couple other outs.
You know, Kobe, fights like that, sometimes I like to think, like, what was banned against X person that tried to make a hard initiation? Imagine that being an Emperor's Divide that Fenix got in on, shoving them all back right into the middle of the river, right? So, second phase ban from C9 here. Positioning in their fights paying off, making sure they can come back on what was a 3-kill lead. Now, 4-1 as C9 did get a chance to get some gold in their pocket. And we'll see how these play out now, as that is 3 Drakes for C9, Mountain in 4.
Yeah, one of the problems that Dig are going to run into is, like we just saw in this team fight here, they have 3 very low-range champions with the Lilia, the Sett, as well as the Renekton. So you have to get a good flank off, and they did here. But then with the collapse, you see them get a big shield, buying a lot of time on Vulcan, then the stopwatch as well. In that time, Haymaker was blown by Fenix, so he has no more durability, and the Shockwave was able to land as well for Cloud9. So the stopwatch there from Vulcan, buying a lot of time, buying some setup for the team, and allowing them to trade enemy mid laner for support means that you're going to have supreme control over the Dragon area, over Summoner's Rift after that. And a worthy sacrifice there by the Cloud9 support, and a very valuable stopwatch purchase. He
lasted so long, and he kind of waited on those skills too, right? Knowing there were a few to come over, so everybody wanted to get that last hit in and not onto somebody else onto Cloud9. Well played. Athene's there, a little bit of healing for Aphromoo on Dignitas' side to offer a few of his teammates, but not nearly as much as what Cloud9 is packing. And we saw how quickly they recharged back up after that fight to take Drake. Just passing 20 minutes now, Baron is on the Rift. And we're 3 away from that Drake. Vision's not really pushed forward too far. It seems like everybody's just resetting on these waves until they can get back into position. The teleports are coming up on the side of C9. So they're just hanging back and getting these cleared out.
Yeah, Dig are starting to panic now because they don't scale damage very well at all. They've got, as we said, mostly low-range champions. Ashe is not one of the bigger damage output like hyper carry style AD carries, and is easily punished by things like Gangplank ultimate and Nautilus ultimate chaining on Ashe. Can't really do much with the point and click and then the global to follow up. So it becomes hard for Dig to fight as the game goes on here, especially if Licorice continues to farm so well. The barrel chains do a lot versus the lower range champions here. Fight over Crab, though, might be interesting. Maybe we get a smite fight. Blaber still sticking around.
Ooh.
I believe Dardoch got it. Cha-ching!
Yeah, feels good about that. Never want to lose the first fight. But the war has yet to be won here. Here comes Drake in a minute and a half, and they're really giving a lot for this. Both mid-turrets stand, so teams are happy to kind of sit in this position, and Lilia can't take that much. It's going to be stopwatch going down. Dardoch now stands in the middle of 4 members as he tries to get the movement speed. He does get out. Aphromoo finds him. He's pulled back in by the Shockwave, and the rest of the team of Dignitas is now in and swinging. Cloud9 pushed out for a moment as they did not want to fight with Dig as the ults came in fast. And now they return to the fight to try and get the damage back in. Nisqy went down, but it's 2 on the side of Dig here that have fallen, which gives Cloud9 mid. And these fights are really back and forth, but Cloud9 is absorbing so well.
Yeah, not done yet.
Blaber? Oh, Blaber gets a little greedy there. Stays on the front as he gets caught up in crowd control. And now C9's getting pushed out. Licorice tries to step back forward to get a barrel shot on. That's going to be the Rangers' focus coming in for the double kill on Johnsun's Ashe. And now Zven, one last shot. Nobody can make it count as they have to back off, getting a few more kills and actually putting that fight in their favor.
Oh, baby, Digger keeping it interesting, Riv.
Oh.
They may feel the pressure of this dragon coming up in 40 seconds, but getting those 2 extra kills on the way out, on the defense of this mid turret, setting up for it, is going to give them a timing window. Only 30 seconds here. They can have the advantage getting there first, laying down their control awards, and trying to force Cloud9 to face check into them, rather than having to face check into Senna, Nautilus hooks coming out, and Gangplank barrel chains from the Fog of War. It's just so much more valuable here now for DIG with those extra kills they got off the mid defense to be able to set up and try and force Cloud9 to face check.
Setting up once again.
Ashe already.
Soul fight. Dardoch taking a bit of chip damage before this one. Oh, another one. Hits him down to about 1,000 HP as he starts getting healed up. Aphromoo's Athene is now released of its charge. He'll look to build up a bit more damage as he steps forward with some Qs and inner flames. They find Viper on the backside. Arrow comes through. A nice face breaker coming in from Fenix. Can they get this fight in their favor as Dignitas starts punching hard onto Vulcan? Fenix does finally swing true onto that one. And Cloud9 again tries to absorb the rest of the fight, and they'll look to turn. Shockwave's already been used and most of the ultimates on that side of Cloud9, as it's just Blaber shape-shifting in this. Another face breaker from Fenix. And he is the one to get the initiations. We said it would be so hard for DIG, but they're able to step to the plate and continue to pull Cloud9 in, and they're able to stop Cloud9 from getting Soul.
Yeah, no fear there for Fenix. Flashes in, gets the stun for themselves, and trading another 1-for-1, but critically denying that dragon. Dignitas, they're here to fight, Riv. They're trying to take the tower on the way out as well, but with the extra Karma move speed, they should be able to kite away from Licorice collapsing.
I love that Fenix is fearless, and he plays a lot of champions that play like that, have to go in. You know, you're a bit squishy on Azir, and he still does it. Here, he has made
full tank Sett, baby.
Full tank Sett,
easier.
and he is more than happy to be in the middle all the time.
Yeah, feels way. You're way more confident, right? Going for those plays on full tank Sett. You're like, okay. Nah, this is what it's like, making the big flash plays, big setups into the team. And that's one of the reasons that mid-set has risen to prominence. Let's take another look here, because this is a pretty good setup. Now, Cloud9 were making their power play to get that vision like we talked about, trying to get inside. But because Dig had the earlier setup, Viper had the exact same flank that he did last time at the Dragon fight. He collapses on Blaber as well as Vulcan, and then Fenix ults them away from the rest of Cloud9 to buy some space for themselves as the rest of Dig kite around the Gangplank ultimate. And then they're able to re-engage because they force down on this dragon, and Cloud9 trying to poke around to threaten a steal here. It would be a very high value steal, but it's very risky. Fenix punishes them for it. Runs right into Zven. They get the lockdown, and even though Viper goes down on the way out, that created range for them to be able to finish off the dragon, deny that soul, and they've got 3 more minutes on the clock till we do it all again.
Really awesome to see those opportunities Fenix is trying to create, working out as well. Sometimes he'll miss just by a bit, not hit as many on a showstopper, or the face breaker will just be short, and it kind of looks like what were you doing? But those are the plays he's on the edge of making, and this time we're seeing the impact that they're having when he finds the result. Pushing bot here as Dig feels comfortable to start spreading their numbers. A bit of a 1-3-1, but they don't want to leave anybody out to dry just yet, because they know C9 will initiate immediately on a skirmish that they find.
Yeah, I mean, I bet all the TSM fans are starting to cheer for Dig right now, because
that's a good point.
If you deliver C9 a loss, that makes TSM's job of getting a bye in playoffs way easier, because Cloud9 are not expected to lose either of their games this weekend.
Right, they face CLG after this.
And Dig here definitely doing a good job setting up and fighting in this one. Let's see. So, checking back in on the Lilia, Banshee's Veil completed for Dardoch for the extra spell shield. I guess we did see him get hooked in with the Nautilus last time, and it'd be fairly problematic. So he kind of wants to deny that.
Yep. Hopefully dodge a spear out.
Yeah. As we see the setup, though, I also want to say Johnsun's had very good positioning. He has not been the victim of the Nautilus, Orianna, Gangplank, ultimate trifecta kind of combination. That's very scary to deal with as an Ashe player. And now both his summoners are up. So Dig are even more confident in fighting these fights and kiting around a lot of these big AoE abilities and the point-and-click CC. I would still say Cloud9 feel pretty good about their scaling, about their damage output as the game goes on.
A big damage build from Nisqy as well. He does have the Merc trends for what was happening across the map, and once he starts getting hit by Dardoch, needed to avoid that. But he will be hitting some big shockwaves later. Viper picking up that Death's Dance so he can get in there even more with Fenix now and just act like a tank if he wants to. Dominus on, and he'll be tough to take down. Dardoch's Banshee's Veil helping him out a bit here to draw javelins from Blaber, as it looks like it might be a little bit of a mid back and forth. 48 seconds for the Drake, and they'll see what summoners or ults they can pull out of each other before that happens.
And again, look at the minimap. 2 times in a row, Viper's had the flank of Renekton down on the bottom side of the river. He's there once again. They have control wards there. Cloud9 wisely pushing in mid-wave first. Licorice does find Viper this time around. He's like, 3rd time, okay, you're going to flank me from the bottom side of the river.
Yep.
We see ya, and they chase off, also killing one of the control wards.
I love that he just ran in there, too. It was like, you see 3-4 members, this area is safe no matter what. Still, he's going to stay there, Kobe. His lane's pushed. If it does come out, he clears it. If not, he stays, and maybe has to use, what does he have? He has a regular ward, actually, on cooldown, so he's already used that. Just waiting for somebody to walk past this shrine, though. And he'll know. They're looking for him, though.
Have you ever heard the song? Oh, never mind. Licorice knows. He's like, all right, we're just going to keep checking down here. I see no reason for you to change your play style. Ooh, deep teleport. That means they have to run.
Coming back around. Here comes Fenix. Eyes on him. Viper's trying to meet at the same time. They see Viper's Dominus. Come on. Fenix gets in. He gets rooted immediately and can't find a target. Vulcan's taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down immediately, though, in the fight. And it was Nisqy that had to get out. He was the target the whole time there. Fenix did not want anybody else, and he knew it. Nisqy had to run.
Yes, another superb flank here from Dig. This time Fenix teleporting deep into the jungle. Cloud9 have not been able to clear out all of these wards, and another mountain in threat of being denied.
Nisqy coming in. Shockwave is not going to be there, but he is full bar, and he can get some utility out for the team. Dignitas is decently low on health bars, but they're still looking for the kills. Blaber, one more shot from going down. Fenix in the fight by himself in a 3v1 now as he turns around for the Haymaker shield. Looking for the Zhonya's. Can he keep himself alive? It's going to be a quick kill. No, the shield is there, and he's healing up from that Sett passive. They're moving out. They're trying to run for the hills as Cloud9 is just going to go rinse and repeat on this fight, but the wave is not there to push.
They can't kill off
my word.
anyone, Riv. Cloud9 get no counter kill. They were so hungry to grab at least one there to try and set themselves up for a response Baron, but Dig just kite them out once again. Fenix living with the extra regeneration. Stopwatch used on Sett, and he has been so annoying for Cloud9 to try and deal with, just completely collapsing their team fight. And that teleport, man, to set it all up. Thought it was going to fall apart when he got snared up and tried to flash in, but they got so much damage down onto Vulcan, and they split Cloud9 apart once again. Popped him like a melon.
The distraction squad. I mean, Viper and Fenix are going so hard, you have to worry about them. And then Johnsun has Ranger's focus the next time you look at him, and he's shredding people down. They're just causing so much chaos in the fight as they run in.
Exactly, and through the chaos, Cloud9 are having so much difficulty taking down Johnsun. I really think this guy has been performing so well for Dig. You know, throughout the split, I mean, seeing the praises of the bottom lane for Dig, even when they were losing, Aphromoo and Johnsun performing super well. Viper now is on the run in the 2v1, though. Alcove Gaming begin.
The team is deciding whether to come down or not. Looks like they've chosen to slice and dice the way to safety, and he can't get a heal back up as he does a good bit of damage. C9 stops Dignitas from being able to help bot, and this now is C9's chance to figure out where wards are, where Dig is, and take out some of the map in their favor. Dignitas has had pretty good hold here. C9 has been biding their time, and now this is the window they've been looking for. 32.5 minutes in. Possible damage on this mid turret. Dig stands tall. Going to be 2.5 minutes to Drake once again, and it looks like that's what we'll be waiting for.
Dig are just playing the ranges of their champions so well, with Fenix, Dardoch threatening so often on the all-ins, making it hard for Cloud9 to commit. And Johnsun using his summoners very well on Ashe to have a zero-death Ashe still. They're able to push back. They finally get the last outer tower, and Dignitas have come to play, Riv. They, too, are fighting for a playoff spot. Currently, it's not in their control. If CLG win both of their games, then Dig and Immortals would go out. But if Dig win both theirs and CLG drops one, then they're in there. So all you can do is try and win all of your games and hope that the extra RNG will go in your favor.
For sure, yeah. Counter Logic at 5-11. Immortals and Dig 4-12. So can definitely be a mix-up there if the win-loss happens in a team's favor. Blaber clearing around the Dragon, ready for that Soul Drake or possibility of if Dignitas does not get back in. How do you, it's almost like you have to ward for a Nocturne. How do you make sure you're clearing all the wards all around you right now? It's getting difficult, but C9 is going to try.
Yep, Cloud9 trying to pick up the extra sweeper. Let's see, control wards in everybody except for Zven's inventory. And the death cap now being completed on level 18 Orianna. So Nisqy, if he can land his shockwave, it will have a tremendous impact. Look at the flash cooldown of Johnsun. That should be the most important flash timer Cloud9 are tracking right now. They want a point-and-click Vulcan ultimate onto Johnsun, and then it sets you up for an easy shockwave to land, because Cloud9, without that, they don't have a great ball delivery system. Nobody's really charging head first in very quickly. It's either, put it on Vulcan or a very risky Blaber dive. Other than that, though, that's what they're trying to do. Point and click, Nautilus ultimate started up here. Dig, draw them into the river.
Fenix looking for the hook around already in the mid lane. He comes up with maybe a minion wave. Oh, he almost closed off the C9 team there. Do they want this? Nisqy's stunned for just a moment, but gets out of that alive. And now Fenix looking pretty tough in the mid for him as he gets thrown up, thrown down. Aphromoo's very low as he gets a shield onto himself and the full team. Shockwave pulls Dardoch in, and Dignitas is dwindling. In this one, Cloud9 is just able to dance all the damage that Dig was delivering. And now they have full control of the map.
Yeah, key this time around. Vulcan gets his ult off onto Johnsun, and Licorice then Gangplank ults on Johnsun as well. So while they don't kill the Ashe, they have him stunned and then slowed on the outside of the fight. That's why their damage for Dig isn't enough to take down any C9 members. And Cloud9, they win the fight, and they will finally get their Mountain Soul they've been waiting for the entire game. Better late than never, Riv.
I feel like Dig knows that kind of a timer has been put on this one now. If it hadn't started before, Hawkshot goes back. And C9 breathing that sigh of relief, saying, okay, they knew they always had the chance, but the reassurance is solidified now with that, the soul, and now pushing these minion waves back out. We'll see, I think, a bit more confidence from C9 and pushing Dig around.
Yeah, definitely have to focus on their skill shots once again. You saw in the last time, Vulcan gets the hook in, then they immediately get the snare from Zven. Those are the things that you have to land to be able to get that safer damage. Barrel chains and spears are way easier to land if you're able to hit that crowd control first. And that is going to be key for Cloud9 moving forward. Now with Mountain Soul, though, they have a lot more safety to work with. Everybody getting the bigger shield here. And they're trying to transition their vision over to the Baron area. Again, you mentioned it multiple times. You better be doing your chores, cleaning out those wards, because if you get teleport flanked on one more time and Fenix gets a good ultimate, that can still bring your team fight crashing down, big shield or not.
We have to consider how kind of amazing it is that they pulled those off so clean as well. Once they got into the fight, the chaos that they were able to create, usually you get a few teleports off or a teleport reaction to a fight, but setting up C9 and 2 full TP pincers, really impressive from Dignitas here. If they can do it again, it'll be more impressive since C9 knows to close that window. Licorice, we see him roaming the fog of war around the fight every time to make sure nobody's coming in that C9 doesn't know about. Here now they take control of the top of the map, one of their final outer turrets to work with that Dignitas still has standing.
Okay, Licorice could be able to get that one chunked right down with his Demolish. He's also building towards Leandries. I know LS specifically talks a lot about that on Gangplank with your ultimate, and of course the damage passive amp. But here's the teleport flank. Fenix going hard.
He's going to be onto Zven, maybe. Nope. Grabs mid lane up. Nisqy's going to go right into Zanyas as he hits the ground, and now they have to assess who they can take down. Nisqy's drowsy, slept. Now Shockwave comes through to help him during that time as Blaber tries to initiate with a pounce in. Dignitas now. Not as much healing as Cloud9 is able to deliver the fight with Zven on the backline, firing across the team. Blaber's heals coming through. And a bit more here from Licorice on himself.
Dig's damage doesn't scale as well, and they can't get through the mountain shield here. So C9, extra shields come through. Zven ultimate as well as the heals. They keep Nisqy alive, and they're starting up the Baron.
Dardoch over the wall. Pink Ward goes in. Now they fight onto Fenix as he tries to be the frontline tank that Dig needs right now. Johnsun into the fight, flashes over the wall, takes down Licorice. Immediately, that's going to change the fight. C9 have to rethink this one. Do they want to go immediately on someone they can skirmish? Dignitas is going to have a chance to kind of regroup here. Dardoch may want the fight. Swirl Seed hits onto Nisqy. That's going to be a drowsy as he pops down the hit, and he comes in with the ult. He goes Eep onto Nisqy. Is he going to be able to get the kill? Dardoch may not be able to finish him, and Nisqy just 1v1s Dardoch on the sleep initiation. Zven trying to peel out here as Dig is still finding a few for themselves as Blaber goes down. But a fight on all fronts is not telling us much. It's a back and forth.
Dig, do it again, and Johnsun, oh my god, NA talent, Riv, straight out of North American solo queue. Johnsun gets the first kill for them, takes down Licorice. They're burning down the Baron. Zven and Nisqy arrive to try and contest.
He's got just a little bit of a cooldown on that Shockwave. Keep the ball in a place they don't see it. He could have a huge impact play. Shockwave is up in 4, 3, 2. No, the Baron's already taken. Can he push it forward for a kill? He's not going to use it just for Fenix. And unfortunately, Dignitas spreads. Yes, he will. They're kind of reconsidering the play here. Fenix with another shield coming out. They're going to try to run. He says, don't bring him to me. Johnsun's got to run now. Licorice teleports in. It's never ending, Kobe. Fenix trying to do what he can versus 3, and he seems unkillable, but that's just not true. He goes down. Dig loses 3, and Cloud9 once again on a rampage.
Report Fenix. He got Johnsun killed. He ran into Johnson's bush there as the Baron empowered recall for Johnsun was about to complete. Fenix, what? Just take your death, okay? Cloud9, they get the triple kill. They have the mounted soul rift. They're going to try and end it off of that. The death timers are so long.
Looking to move themselves up to have sole position of second place here towards the end of the season. We'll find out if that's true with the result of next game, but Dig does not want it to be over. Knocked up and popped up as they get knocked down. That's the Bud Light Ace coming in for Cloud9 as they'll have the Nexus turrets in their eyes. Once they get minions, I think they'll use Vulcan.
Oh my, don't take anything for granted, Riv.
Never.
Oh my god, Cloud9 had to work for this win so hard.
Absolutely did. They come out strong. They persevere. Now 12-5, taking sole possession of second. Till next game, we'll see.
That was way more fun than I thought we were going to get. What a game to start off Friday Night League. What a game to start out the last week of the regular season. Week 9 here. Man, Cloud9 going the distance with Dig, Dignitas. So many of those team fights. Good flanks from Fenix. I have to say, Johnsun as the main DPS, just pulling a lot of work for them in those fights.
Everything was so well orchestrated. It seemed to be a little bit looser. You know, not lax, but looser. They were having fun. They were playing off the Lilia strength. Dardoch seemed to be enjoying himself. And Cloud9 was able to just find their footing in the middle of the game, which is something we also don't expect to see from them. They have usually had control from the beginning, so we'll have to see how they do going into playoffs. On the other side of the break now, we will hear from Nisqy in our Verizon post-game interview. Don't go